Welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
I'm Gary.
And today we're going to talk about the art of the communication. What could be better than a gold-plated phone?
Trump has a fascination with gold. He thinks if you make something gold, you raise the level of its class and worth by tenfold.
It explains his toilets and his spray painting gold of stuff from Michael's or Joann's or something.
Yeah, so the Trump organization is going to roll out their own cell phone. It's $499 phone that will be built in the U.S., and they'll charge a monthly fee of $47.45 a month for usage. I wonder how they came up with those numbers.
So they're going to charge you $475.45 for the phone, and then they're going to charge you a monthly fee on top of it?
No, $499 for the phone. So you buy the phone.
$500 for the phone, and then $50 a month to keep it running.
Yeah.
Is that a cell plan, or is that just the lease on a phone?
That's their cell plan. Which will include unlimited calls, text, and data.
Wow, you can own the libs.
And it's so their thing is like, we want to have customer service by Americans for Americans. We want to have phones built by Americans for Americans, and we want to do it better than anybody. We're going to disrupt the space, is what Eric Trump was quoted as saying. Now, there's a little bit of a problem.
I can imagine.
First of all, they want to roll out these phones, but unless Trump organization is built like a secret phone manufacturing plant in the United States, there is no one in the United States that can currently build this phone. And plus, there's like Apple and Samsung. They cannot build a phone like this for $499 either. And believe me, they've got more of the resource and capability of building an inexpensive phone. And even with the labor rates in the Far East, they cannot build a $499 cell phone.
Maybe it won't actually be like a web usable phone. Maybe it'll actually just be a phone. Flip phone.
It's got a rotary dial.
Yeah. It's going to be Maxwell Smart's phone.
You know what it's going to look like? Remember the brick phones from the late 80s or early 90s? It's going to be like that. They're just going to spray paint those gold. You got that big old battery pack that looks like a Sears Die-Hard battery to power it up.
Sounds glorious. Why don't you look a little closer into the Trump cell phone? What does Spirit want you to know about the cell phone? I predict the Page of Pentacles will show up at some point in this reading.
God. Yes. Okay. So what do we need to know about this marvelous cell phone? This wonderful deal for entertainment purposes only. It's a crash and burn. No, this is not a crash and burn proposal. This means they are going to take down the current cell phone providers.
That's it.
Yeah, we're going to show them. We're going to take them down, and we're going to build a made in USA phone that everyone's going to want. Take that. The challenge is the Ace of Cups. This is probably people not necessarily, this is, don't believe your own hype. Okay. I think this, no, what this really means is Apple and Nokia and Samsung, they're crying because they realize that Trump is on to them.
Yeah, because he's on top. He makes things. He comes up with ideas.
The energy underneath is the Nine of Wands. This is just yet another action taken by Trump organization to separate you from your money or just grab a headline. Yes.
I've got the idea that He learned this from Elon.
Well,
Overpromise.
it is so funny you say that, because I had the same thought, because Elon always comes out, oh, we're going to build the $25,000 Tesla. How much was the Cybertruck supposed to be originally? Like $50,000?
Yeah, $35,000 or something crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, he promises one thing and delivers something completely
overpromise, underdeliver is the term that we use in our industry.
Yeah, they're masters of it. So Trump organization, they're going to take it to they're going to take the battle to Apple and Nokia and Samsung. This isn't yet just another action to separate you from your money.
Say it ain't so.
In the past, you got the Eight of Cups. This is people just it's just another Trump bluster, Trump organization bluster. Or it could be that Apple and Nokia and Samsung just don't know, how can Trump possibly do it? How does he manage this?
Well, I think it's one of those, who knew that healthcare could be so difficult?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like anyone who spent like 10 seconds thinking about it. The current energy is the King of Pentacles. Hey, Trump organization, they've got all the resources. They're going to show these companies how it's done. People want a gold phone because they want to look rich and wealthy. Overarching energy is the Six of Swords. We are going to take our American consumers, and we are not going to let them buy stuff overseas anymore. They're going to buy American-made products.
They're bringing jobs home, bringing manufacturing
Absolutely.
home. That's how they're going to sell this thing.
Could you imagine? I mean, what wage would you have to pay someone so that you could actually produce a $499 cell phone?
I do not know how they will possibly do this.
Well, that's okay, because they're going to tear down the industry. Lesson to be learned: this is just Trump playing to MAGA. It's a shell game. Maybe it's $499, and then if you want like a circuit board and a SIM card, that's going to be another $499.
Oh, it's going to be the Porsche of phones.
Yes.
Fully customizable.
Yeah, very light on options. Outcome is the World card. It's just yet another grift. So what does the world mean in this situation? I think nowhere in the world can you do it and make money.
Well, unless he comes up with some form of slave labor. He makes prisoners assemble it or something along those lines. In these for-profit prisons.
Yeah, I don't.
Basically, you would need a free labor force, and the prison system would provide a free labor force. Or if he had like people locked up in internment camps or something.
Well, that's kind of interesting, because there was that legislation that basically, I don't know if it passed or not, where they were going to force prisoners to work. They were going to try and get rid of the opt-out. I don't think it passed, but there were.
So my question is: will Trump be able to deliver? Is this a slave labor situation? What does Trump really intend to do with this phone? Is this just to make a splashy headline, or kind of? I just want to know the energy around his intent with this phone. That's kind of where I want to go with it. Is this just another? I said it because it makes me feel good to say that I'm going to bring the Trump phone. King of Pentacles. Let's see. I do think it's the entrepreneur spirit here, strength card. I think he's just trying to show that he's a strong businessman again. Underneath is the Queen of Wands. There's some trying to move forward, some action going forward here. Somebody's in his ear, I think. In the past, Temperance. Honestly, I think I think he's off his meds. To be really honest, this is him supposed to be on his meds. He was off his meds that day. Susie Wilde's failing in her job. Current situation, Ace of Pentacles. He thinks it's just another big money making opportunity here, but again, he's off his meds. I also think he thinks MAGA will buy it. If he sells it, MAGA will buy it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of interesting cards in this one. Honestly, at the end of, I don't see like a big grift going on here.
Well, yeah, it's a lost leader for sure.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can help this reading along a little bit. My understanding or my suspicion is he wants to put pressure on Apple, for example, or these phone manufacturers to build the phones in the United States. And if they're not going to do it, he's going to do it.
I don't think
he's trying to provide motivation.
I don't see anything that would tell me that Apple or Nokia or anybody would actually believe or cave to the guy over this.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so the King of Pentacles. Hey, look, I've got all the good ideas and all the resources, and I'm going to show you how a strong person does it. I'm going to get busy and start making phones. Temperance, I'm not sure what the temperance is, because Trump and temperance don't really go hand in hand. Maybe it's just trying to keep the money in the United States.
You're really overthinking this here. Trump has two negotiation tactics: leverage and extortion.
Yeah.
So which one is it? Is it leverage or extortion?
I guess in this case it has to be leverage, huh?
Yeah. So either it's the ramblings of a madman. That's really nice, doll. Take your meds. Or he's trying to lean on the industry, saying, "Hey, I'm going to do this," and they'll say, "Okay, fine. We'll throw some money your way, and you can come up with some other idea." I think he's. If he's trying to grift, he's trying to shake money from Apple and the other ones. But honestly, I don't see him being successful on this one. They might throw some money at him because the cost of doing business. The reason why I'm saying that is it's the wealthy man trying to overplay his hand again.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get that money. Yeah, maybe he'll be successful. They might throw something at him, like a partnership, partnered with Apple or partnered with Google or something like that. And they might just throw some money. It's like, you know what? We'll give him $50 million. It's a drop in the bucket for us. And he'll shut the hell up and go away. It would be one of those things where he would threaten a 500% tariff on phones coming in from China, so that they can't sell products. That's all I see. It's just
let's see. Is MAGA gonna buy these phones? Just do a little four-carder. Okay, boy, King of Pentacles is all over this reading. Hey, if Trump built it, it must be high quality, right?
Made of gold.
Bling, bling, looking rich for not a lot of money. 10 of Swords. Hey, what the hell? How much could this possibly hurt us? Justice card, the Victory, and giving a little and getting a lot back. Okay, so is MAGA going to buy this? Hey, it's Trump branded. There's nothing he could do that can hurt. He would never hurt us. And it's just that we bring those manufacturing jobs back in the United States, because that's what makes us victorious. And underneath it, you got the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, it's over-promising, under-delivering the phone.
This might be another one of those instances where, he starts a company kind of like, well, True Social made me a bunch of money. Maybe if I do this, I can go to the SEC and, start selling stock or a GoFundMe or something along those lines to start this business that I'm going to bankrupt. I don't think this is going anywhere. I think this is just the ramblings of a madman.
Yeah, it's just It's like you said.
He won't live long enough to see it through, anyways.
Yeah. It's like, how much money do these Trump people really need? You know?
Apparently, they don't need much money because he's going to fleece them out of every dollar.
It'd be one of those pump and dump things. He'll just get, what he'll do is he'll get some investors lined up to, finance this thing, and he'll just slap his name on it like a licensing deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like he's got a team of engineers that are going to create their own phone. He's probably buying the old stock of iPhone SEs.
He's buying burner phones that he finds at like Walgreens and then spray paint them gold and put a T on it and call it the Trump phone.
Oh, hey, could you do a 1-card reading for me?
Sure.
Is Mom going to buy one of these phones to flame us on social media?
She's going to buy several. They're going to be.
Oh dear!
She's going to give them out as Christmas gifts this year. Everybody gets a phone. It's like Oprah. You get a phone, and you get a phone.
On one hand, it's kind of disheartening, but on the other hand, you kind of got to give Mom a nod for being almost 90 and keeping up with tech and keeping. She's not acting old. She's keeping her youth by trolling us and
that part.
And maintaining an online presence.
Exactly.
Good job, Mom. We're proud of you.
Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video and supporting our channel. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, if you like these potato chip readings, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We'll give you a potato chip every night at midnight. Leave a comment. I read them all and I respond to many of them.
I think the Batman phone from the 60s Batman thing, a red phone under a little cake protector.
Yeah.
Amazing.
How did Aunt Harriet never see the red phone?
Aunt Harriet was busy doing stuff. She didn't go in the study. I'm sure Alfred always headed her off with the pass. Master Bruce's study. She shouldn't go in there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh dear, don't do that.
And unlike other vigilante superheroes with bright red phones,
yes,
we offer things to the supervillains of the world.
Yes, and so let's give a shout out to Cynthia Stopson. I'm just looking at the people who've just recently commented on our video today.
So you're saying she's a supervillain? I guess I'd better be a supervillain than nobody.
Well, we've got Lisa C, who's sweet and spicy. That would be a good supervillain power.
Yeah.
And then
sweet and spicy.
How about Fallon? Fallon's definitely in the comments quite a bit.
Uh-oh.
Yes, she's a star.
Yes.
I hope you're she. Sorry, Fallon, if you're a guy. And then one last one for Baroque Coco, who wants to know, is there a Wile E. Coyote card? That would be the energy around retribution. We'll have to think about
the Four Swords. We'll have to get the Acme deck.
That would be a fun deck to play with. And a card for the rest of us, the Nine of Cups. You know what? Hold on to your money. This phone is not all of everything that's going to fill your hopes, wishes, and dreams.
No, I don't think it will. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.
Take care, folks. Bye.